Hi there, my name is Shannon Willits, the owner of Club Pilates in Fort Myers, Cape Coral, and Estero. I'm a master trainer for Club Pilates, and this is the third video in a series about mastery. It's based loosely on the 6 steps in Robert Greene's wonderful book on mastery. So this is the third step, and it is find a mentor. And so I can't really even tell you enough how important this is. Being a mentor for our apprentices is so rewarding for me. And I think about my mentors and just how generous they were with me. I mean, truly, they didn't have to do that, but they saw that I was passionate about what I was trying to learn, and they were very open with me. So I'm just gonna go through some of those mentors. The very first mentor that I had, I was working at the YMCA. I think, if you've watched, I worked there from 1996. What was really cool about that Y is Sarasota Memorial had their physical therapy department upstairs and 2 PTs up there. And so what they did as a service for the members is they ran monthly fitness testing. And I volunteered every month for free to help them with those fitness tests. I learned so much about what it takes to be fit: strength, flexibility, core strength, cardiovascular fitness, things like that. But what really came out of that? Customers. It was really fun. I got to help people from a really goal-focused place, through a fitness program. And if I had questions about what I was doing, I would carry them upstairs and say, hey, can you help me with this, that, or the other thing? And they always did. So I feel like that set me really forward on that path to ask. And that's the thing, when you come into my course, I always encourage you to ask. If you are working with somebody who, is in physical therapy or under, a chiropractor's care, you want to ask them, who that person is, if you can reach out to them, because you want to find out what are the contraindications, what are the things that they actually want you to do with this person. So I highly recommend that you find a mentor. I agree with Robert Greene. My second mentor, really important mentor, was Matthew Comer. He's my Pilates mentor. I met Matthew in 2004. Now, I had already taken my Stop Pilates mat course, and then I met Matthew at a convention, and I'm telling you, I fell in love with Matthew. And that was that. So he was in Miami. I drove to Miami, and it took me 18 months to get through the course, the whole program with him. It was such a rewarding program doing it with him. He was so generous, And, I'm still friends with Matthew to this day. He's on the education team for Club Pilates. He's the reason that I'm with Club Pilates. So I really, am grateful for the experience that I had with Matthew. Another one, Dr. Kerry D'Ambrosio. He is an osteopath, a physical therapist. He's an energy worker. He's a brilliant, brilliant man. And I am so very fortunate that, he was my client. I got to train him, and for about 10 years, he sent me his patients and I sent him my clients, and it was such a wonderful collaboration. And what a learning experience, working with someone so brilliant. Again, ask. In the same clinic, another physical therapist, neuromuscular physical therapist, Randy Cardona. She is a good friend of mine now. She and I exchanged services for for 8 years. In other words, she would come to my home studio, this is where I'm at, and she would work on my body, and then I would train her, for an hour. And it was wonderful. I learned so much from Randy about just the foot mechanics up through the pelvis and through the spine. It really set me forth on, just a trajectory of that chain reaction biomechanic information, like I was seeking that. Wonderful. I mean, Gary Gray in 2010, the applied functional science, I mentioned it in the last video. Gary is known as the father of functional movement. What a tough course that I did with him. That fellowship was so, it was rough. Leslie Bender was in that course with me. She and I, we talk about it. To this day, we're so thankful that we got to do that. We were the only 2 Pilates people in the room. It was crazy, but it was rewarding. Carrying on, I've been so lucky. Myofascial release, Tara Carrington, she did hands-on body work with me. She taught me about the fascial system. She sort of made fun of me a little bit in a really nice way. She's like, oh, you know a lot about the muscles. Well, Shannon, it's not about the muscles. It's really about the connective tissue. Wow, Eureka, opened up another door for me and set me on the path of really learning self-myofascial release because, listen, I was seeing her once a week. How lucky am I, right? But that gets expensive after a while. And so I really wanted to learn how to do some of those techniques by myself, which sent me to Sue Hitzman and the Melt Method. Did that in 2013. Relief through rolling with Kevin Lucas. I did that in 2015. What a generous man. He taught me, I was master trainer for Relief Through Rolling. I helped write some of his curriculum actually. But what a rewarding experience and what a beautiful person. He was a rolfer. And what he taught me was how to take the 10 series developed by Ida Rolf to my foam roller in a pain-free way. And I teach that in my Restore classes at Club Pilates today. So seek a mentor. It is definitely going to just heighten your experience. We don't know everything, right? And you can't know everything. And so ask, really ask. Just be brave, count it down, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go, right? You can do it. All right, so we'll see you in video number 4. We're following along in mastery.